What is going on?
What is happening, bro? What's going on, bro?
What?
Hey, full disclosure.
Yeah.
We recorded Power Rankings last night.
Yes.
And as we recorded Power Rankings last night, before we had a pre-production meeting where we're trying to figure out what to do for maybe full episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And my genius brain was like, we're at that point in the season, nothing is really happening.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's gonna happen. We should just focus on, playoff previews and just moving forward. Like, it's the NBA. Nothing really ever happens. There's no drama,
Ever.
no crazy, like
Ever.
ever. So what's going on, man?
Well, let me tell you, another shams bomb. This is like the third. It's weird saying shams bomb because that bomb word, like, kind of.
Yeah.
That should be Woj's.
Yeah.
But a sham notification again.
A shams wow.
A sham wow. A sham wow.
Wow.
So a sham wow came through, and for the third time this year, I literally jumped out of my seat. Like, what's going on? Like, this crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. The Nuggets fire Michael Malone. 10 seasons with Nuggets. Won the championship in 2023. He has the most wins for the Nuggets coach in franchise history with 471 wins, 44 playoff wins. He's the Jokic whisperer. The only coach that Nikola Jokic has had in his whole career, which leads me to believe that he had to be okay with this. So many questions. First, let's start here, Kwab. What the fuck? 3 games before the playoffs, really? You're not going to give the coach who won you your only franchise's championship a chance in the playoffs with the best player in the world? Arguably, in my opinion, he is. You're not going to give that guy a chance to just to see what he can do. I understand Jamal Murray is hurt. He may not be back. I get that. But this is a coach who has won you a championship. Like, in my head, and I know Michael Malone is a certified New Yorker. He's a New Yorker. What I think happened, Kwab, is I think there was some type of meeting, some type of argument. This is all speculation, people. This is fantasy. I'm writing fanfic right now.
Yep.
And I think Michael Malone was just kind of like, you know what? If you want to fire me, then fire me.
Yeah, give him
Go right ahead.
He was kind of like, F you, fire me if you want to.
Yeah, forget about it.
And they were like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Fine. Sure.
Fine.
And that's what. But how else could you? I'm half kidding, by the way.
Yeah.
But how else could you really explain firing? Like, what is the upside here? What is the upside firing the coach 3 games before? There's no upside. You're not going to spark your team into winning a championship. Like, there is zero upside into firing your head coach. And honestly, I could say the same about Calvin Booth, and a lot of people thought he was going to get fired during the offseason anyway.
Yeah.
But what is the upside of bringing that into the conversation and having that drama and that in the locker room? It doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. Something had to, like, trigger this. I don't know if it was a conversation, an argument, something got out of hand. That's what I'm speculating here. Kwab, what do you make of the timing of this?
I think the Luka trade opened up the gates of hell. So like shit is just happening. Like, that shouldn't be happening when it comes to the NBA. Like, what is going on? Okay, like,
It's like Stranger Things. It's like
it's like
the upside down.
The upside down was like this. I tweeted out, like, teams used to wait till, like, after the playoffs to, like, make these type of moves. It'd
Because
like,
that makes sense, Kwab.
that makes sense. Be like, okay, well, we gave it a shot. Now, like, let's restructure and let's figure it out. And when it happened with the Grizzlies coach, we were kind of like, why would you do this? But all the Grizzlies fans were like, finally, like, that was shocking.
I still think
to us.
I still think the timing's weird on that.
Timing is-
I don't think, especially at the time, the Grizzlies were like the 3 seed.
Exactly.
you-
Timing was weird.
It's stupid.
It's
You give the
stupid.
guy a shot. You at least give, like, you're not going to bring someone in right now. And this goes for the Nuggets as well, who's going to take you to another level all of a sudden.
Who's gonna make, like, a change when it's this close to the playoffs? No, your
Right.
frustration and you're like what you're saying. Like, I second that because that's how I felt about the whole thing. It's like you're basically reading my mind. When this Shams wow came across
ShamWow.
came across my phone, I'm like, again, I had to check. I'm like, is this real? Because I'm like, what is happening? Like, that makes no sense. We talked about the West late last night. We're talking about how much, like, these teams are, like, bundled up, like, in the West. So they're basically in playoff mode right now. These teams are in playoff mode. The Nuggets are in playoff mode. The Lakers, Timberwolves. All these teams are in playoff mode. Even the Grizzlies, who fired your coach. So these games moving forward are important. So like they got to get it in gear. This is not. This is not the get it in gear move. This is not the like getting rid of the coach, getting rid of the GM. These become distractions. Like these become the talking points. Now the players have to like answer for this. Or like your next press conference is going to be like, oh, what happened? Did you know about this? Are you okay with this? Like, I understand like some of their losses have been concerning lately, like the Timberwolves loss and some of the
Pacers loss was bad.
The Pacers loss was bad. I get it. Like I understand that, but you're still like vying for a playoff like position. Like you mess around, you're going to be in the play-in. And that's like, that's a toss-up here and there. And this makes no sense. I don't understand it. Like, I know that Calvin Booth and Michael Malone behind the scenes, it's like, it's kind of everybody, like, one of the worst kept secrets. Like, they were butting heads. They didn't, like, it's been reported. It's going to keep being reported. So, I guess, like, you just told me, I guess Shams reported, like, the team was going to decide, like, probably let one of them go in the offseason. In the offseason,
when things are done,
when things are
you
done,
gave it a shot.
You know what I mean? But it's like in the offseason, not like, hey, now. And it wasn't like, hey, let's get rid of one. It was like, get rid of both of them now. And I was like, wait, what is happening?
I don't know what's happening, dude. I have no. If I'm on the Nuggets, I'm pissed off. I can't imagine Jokic being happy about this. Yeah. And I'm not, again, like I'm not speculating. I've already seen Jokic in Lakers jersey. That's making me sick.
You can't deny that now because they joked about the Luke and the Lakers jersey and then it happened. So now I can't say anything.
Shout out to my boy Rob G. He's a producer for The Odd Couple on Fox Sports and also Jason McIntyre's show. We work together on. I used to produce Jason McIntyre's show, Straight Fire. And he always has these predictions. Oh, Rob, we had him on.
Yeah, we did. We had him for the Lakers preview. The one. Yep. Yeah, and he's like.
That's
I'm
right. That episode,
right.
He was like, that was right. When he came back. Yeah.
Yeah, he says it. He's like, I'm always right with my predictions, and he predicted
Luka coming to the Lakers, and I'm like, and he got it right. He always. It's just like as Laker fans, they get whatever they want, and it's so annoying.
That's so annoying. But we're not gonna. This is not a Lakers. This is not
right.
Lakers.
I'm just saying in general. I'm not putting Jokic in a Laker jersey. I'm not putting Jokic in another team's jersey.
Yep.
In my head, in my mind, Jokic is staying on the Nuggets. I don't think this is going to be an avenue in which he leaves the Nuggets. Now, don't get me wrong. If it comes out he wants to leave the Nuggets later down the road, I think we're all going to point back to this moment today, where we're like, this is where it started. From my perspective, and Nugget fans, please feel free to comment. Malone and Jokic have a good relationship, right? Like, been there for 10 years, won championships together. I've never heard Jokic publicly come out and say anything. Not that that's his style. But to my knowledge, I don't think Jokic has a problem with him. And Michael Malone has come out to the media. He's thrown his team under the bus, to be fair to the players, a few times throughout the years, especially lately. I think a couple weeks ago he was talking about how nobody watches film and how he's just frustrated with the team. But even in those, like, press conferences, I don't think he's talking about Jokic, right? It does in my head. I don't think he's talking about Jokic. He could be, but I don't think he is.
I don't think he's. It never felt that way. It never felt that way when he was talking about the team. So.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but if you're Nikola Jokic right now, you got to be pissed, right? I'm not saying to the point where it's just like, I want to leave this team, but like you leave your horses, you leave your country for all this time to chase a championship. You miss your horses. You're gone from your horses for this long.
Oh, man.
You waste a whole season away from horses, away from your home countries, just so your organization could kind of quit before the playoffs even starts, before you're the best player in the world, and your organization wants to take away the coach, the only coach you've ever had in the NBA away from you, the coach that you won an NBA championship away from you?
Dog, I like, what, why? Like, why?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why would you make
I'm telling you, Mike Malone had to give him some type of ultimatum. There had to be some type of argument.
For it to happen now, right? It feels like
had to be.
I mean, more will be revealed later, as they always say. Michael Malone is like somebody that doesn't hold his tongue. So I feel like he will excuse me. He will put out like a statement. He will say something about exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
This year when we talked about the Nuggets early on in the season when they were struggling, and even throughout the course of the season, the one thing we even yesterday you pointed out was like, yeah, their defense has been putrid. Yeah, just
And you
terrible.
can, and to be fair to the Nuggets, you can make a case that Malone has not coached well this year. I get that.
You can make that case, but also the other big thing what we always talked about was like with the GM and I guess the owner, since they've won the championship, they have taken away key parts of the team and then justified it with like, well, we have these younger players that are gonna help supplant that, and it's going to be fine. And it's like maybe, but the reason why your team was so good as it was is like, okay, because you had KCP, Christian Brown's production was an addition.
Right.
Like now it's a necessity.
Right.
It becomes a necessity. Like, yo, we need Christian Brown to play well, and then we need somebody else from like the Julian Strauders and whoever else. Like now it's like Pickett or whoever just to help. Or previous years where like they'll go to the bench and they would have Bruce Brown, and I get it. The Bruce Brown took the money, took the contract, and they with the whole second apron and the tax and all that shit. I understand, but you took away valuable pieces from a championship team. Didn't really help like supplant that or make moves that made, I guess, sense in terms of building another championship roster.
Right.
Because the one argument people always make is like, look at what Jokic is doing with this roster.
Yeah.
It's always been like he's an MVP because look at what he's doing with this roster, and that comes down to the GM. People have wanted the GM gone for a while. So to see Malone, first of all, being fired, it was like I saw the first people comments were like, it should have been Calvin Booth.
Yeah.
And then it was Calvin Booth. And they're like, what is happening?
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I mean, and it's not even. I'll be honest with you. Last year, a year ago, April 8th, right now, 2024. Wow,
Yep.
we're 2025, right? Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
Yep.
April 8th, 2024. If you would have asked me who was going to win the NBA championship, I would have told you the Denver Nuggets. So we're not even like a year away from people thinking that they're championship contenders and favorites to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 7 was shocking. It was. I'm not saying people didn't have it. I'm not saying that they should, like the Timberwolves shouldn't have or whatever. I'm just saying that people weren't totally expecting that. This was a team that everybody thought was going, not everybody, most people thought could make the finals, should make the finals, and can win the championship, and should win the championship. Then they go in the offseason, and it's like coming out of me. It's like, the real Josh is starting to show. Then they go in the offseason, and they sign Russell Westbrook.
Hey, relax. Russ hasn't been
He's
a
been
problem.
great, but he's not the need. He didn't address anything specific.
He's not the answer.
He's not the answer.
He's not the answer to the issues they have. But I think the one thing that to your point, last year they were one of the title favorites. Losing the Timberwolves, whose GM at the time was the former Nuggets GM, Tim Connelly.
Yeah.
Who built the team to basically stop the Nuggets.
Right.
When they had the lineup of Cat, Gobert, and Nas
two
Reed,
bigs.
and they rotated.
Yeah.
And I think not a lot of people had the Timberwolves beating the Nuggets. I didn't. And then when it happened, we're like, whoa, that was like a clear cut. Like you could like that's the way you stop that guy who, like you said, arguably the best player in the league, and that's how you stop that team. So losing your GM, number one, who went to the Timberwolves and made that happen, and was like, okay, well, that's one thing. And then this offseason, it was like the moves they made, signing Westbrook. We were both like, I don't know how this is gonna work in terms of.
And Russ has been great.
Russ has been great. Russ
for the most part. He's had moments
here and there.
Yeah,
but
he's had his moments.
But Russ's play next to Jokic has been fantastic. Like him being an active cutter, being the great passer as he is, like
pushing the basketball. Someone Jokic to run with, yeah.
Exactly, future Hall of Famer, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Like we get it, we understand. But with the injuries they've had, with the the inconsistent play they've had in terms of defense, even offense at times. Like, yeah, we were. This is not a team that we felt like could maybe come out the like West. We're like, yeah, there's problems there, but these problems could maybe be addressed in the offseason.
And you never know. Murray and Jokic can go on an all-time. You're
Yes.
talking about, and people may not like this take. You're talking about at the end of his career, going to be a top 5 player ever. Jokic. I'm sorry, he is
Easily. But
Top eight.
you're talking about an all timer. So you don't know what happens in
Right.
terms of matchups, playoffs.
right. And then
With-
and then Jamal Murray, his sidekick. Like you never know what he's going to do in the
Yep.
like. And the West itself, we talk about this all the time. We don't know what to make of the West, not because these teams are so good, but because they're so flawed.
Yep.
Like this isn't like a dominant conference right now. They have good teams, but I feel like there are a lot of teams that can be had in certain different ways. The only
Yep.
team that I feel really, really comfortable with, even now, I'm still kind of having a little doubts about is the OKC Thunder. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just a weird time for a firing. It does not make any sense. And Nugget fans, let us know how you feel in the comments, man. I feel bad. I feel bad for Nuggets fans. Because you're looking forward to even with the slide, you can
Yeah.
justify it like, okay, they don't have Jamal Murray, we're not completely healthy, but we still have this championship pedigree. All these teams 2 through 7, 2 through 8 were pretty much even anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You can make a case for the Nuggets if you want to run. You could.
Yep.
Just like you can make a case for the Rockets, Lakers, Warriors.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Yeah.
My heart breaks for Nuggets fans, and I'm pissed off for Jokic because he can't spend time with his horses.
I mean, like you said, like if they're able to sustain, well, they still can't sustain their position in the playoffs. You don't know who their matchup is. They still have Jokic. Like they can in a 7-game series is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So they could. You have to. I don't know. There's like they just feel like you have to give it a chance for this to happen now. I don't know. Like you said, something happened behind the scenes that maybe we're not going to be aware of for it to just be drastic like this. And the other funny thing I saw was Malone getting fired. A bunch of people like I follow, they're like, Grizzlies, hire him now. Or like or like who are like, yo, Rockets, you need to get him on the
He's
on the
going to be.
staff.
The Rockets is dumb. I think Udoka is the perfect coach for the Rockets.
No,
yeah,
they just said get him on the coaching staff. Like,
oh, I see
have
what you're
him-
saying. No,
yeah,
he's
get him on
getting a job. He's getting a job somewhere. I mean, there's so many different openings.
And then somebody was like Spurs, like
I was in 3 Knicks spaces on Twitter for them begging to fire Tom Thibodeau to get Michael Malone.
That's crazy. Like that's I'm saying like so.
I'm telling you that, I tweeted this. The Michael Malone to New York Knicks rumors are going to go triple platinum
That's crazy.
this summer because he's from New York. He's a New Yorker.
I didn't
I'm
think-
telling you
yeah.
that's going to be the biggest rumor in the summer, and I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, he's going to have his pick of the litter wherever he wants to go. He'll probably go to a contender. I don't see him going to a rebuilding situation like the Bucks or something like that. Maybe the Suns, something like that. I don't know.
You don't see him going like the Spurs and being
Maybe
being,
maybe
Wemby
from
whisperer.
Jokic, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Ty Yeager commented on my Knicks, and he said Spurs. So I didn't know the Spurs were looking like that.
Yes.
So all right, well,
This it's crazy. I don't timing is everything, and
it is.
this is terrible timing. So
It is. All right, well, listen, Kwab and I were going to be reviewing the Thunder-Lakers games. A ShamWow report just came out. He said that the Lakers will be having their full squad, so it does make the game worth reviewing. Sometimes Kwab and I will have a plan, and then, like, half the teams don't play. Or half the players on teams don't play. So, we're not going to review this game. But we will be reviewing the Thunder's-Lakers, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. Playoffs next week. All week we're going to be reacting to Western Conference games because it's the more interesting conference right now, and there's a lot at stake.
yeah, because they're firing coaches.
And they're firing coaches out of
Coaches.
nowhere, so who
Yeah.
knows what else is going to happen.
Yeah.
Pretty boring week, right, Krob?
Yeah, nothing happening. Just real chill. Nothing happens in the NBA. NBA is so boring, bro. Like it's the best. The NBA is the best drama on TV
Oh my goodness!
for some of the wrong reasons of all the time. Like we just had last week we had Gun Celebration Gate, which was like ridiculous.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And now, so I mean, NBA is the best drama on TV. Like it's the best watch on TV, bro.
All right, listen. If you want to follow Dime, you can everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, always up the Dime NBA.
Yeah.
I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab AKS. We'll see you tonight.
Yep.
Peace.